So this is a video that I filmed and put together a long time ago now, but I had plans always on making it a full project video, but watching it now, I just couldn't handle how I was talking and presenting it, and I just wasn't feeling it that way. So I just thought I would narrate it, and hopefully it doesn't get boring, but I don't think it will. So anyway, this is a 59 Plymouth Sport Fury. Um, and obviously everyone knows the Fury from Christine, the 58. And as much as I like that car and love that car and always will want one of those cars, this one is where my heart lies. The 59s. I just think they're so great, and I feel like they're really forgotten, and just kind of tucked in the back by a lot of the other 50s cars. And everyone talks about the Cadillac wings and the fins and everything, but this thing has huge fins also. Like they really do, and it's just such a cool car and just kind of obscure. And they were so if you look up old ads of them and just old commercials, it's just it seems like they really hyped people up and just had like a hype around this car then. And the old Plymouth ad was, if it's new, Plymouth's got it. And it's just funny to see like just cars now and just how this was like so with the swivel seats, and it had the push button transmission originally, and just how I guess ahead of its time it was then. And I just think it's such a just awesome car, really. So the engine is a 361 big block, out of like a 62 300, something like that. It's a 62 engine. And in the trunk was a spare transmission out of a 62 also. So I guess it would have been a 727. I think that was the first year for those. Because I guess people would actually put these transmissions on these year Mopars. Just because, the 727 was one of the first great automatics. But yeah, so at this point, I know I needed a couple spark plug wires, it needed a battery, and then it was kind of just, would it even turn and would it even start? And it lived. So at this point, my man Frank was here, so we got on doing some new spark plugs, new spark plug wires, and yeah, here's a startup with all that on it. Yeah, so then it backfired with Frank with a whole bottle of gasoline there, and I, out of a moment of not wanting to burn down the garage, put it out the worst way I could have done it. So then that called for a car rebuild, which, no big deal. So after messing with the engine enough and getting it running pretty decent, we needed tires that wouldn't just go flat under the weight of the car. So went around the yard and found some tires that were going to work. So got those on the wheels, and at that point it was time to move it off the lift. So I'm trying to remember what we were doing here. I think we just loved hearing it run so much, and we're so proud of ourselves for getting it this far. We just ran it again pretty good. So next, I think we wanted to see if the car was one, a posi, and two, if the transmission would even go into gear. So here's us putting it up on stands. So that's the joyous moment. I think we figured out it went into gear, but I don't think it was a posi, but who cares about that at this point? You got a car that might drive. That's all we cared about. So I think I forgot to mention, but this car had no brakes at this moment. Um, we tried to make the brakes work and we planned on it, but we realized that some of the brake lines were just totally just like kinked in. It wasn't gonna work out. So we went with the old wood brake method here. So with it looking like a pretty decent storm was coming in, it was nearing time to drive it. And had the camera set up, was ready to get that first shot of it driving, and my phone died. All of that work, and we missed getting the first drive on camera. But Frank also had a phone. So the whole plan for not having brakes was starts rolling, I'd put it in park. And if it wasn't going to grab park, I'd put it in neutral. And it worked out. But yeah, as you can see, it drove up the driveway. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got that good lens. So I remember the throttle stuck. I had no brakes, so I was really just babying it. Just little steps trying to get it up, using park to stop it, throwing it in neutral. You know, it had to drive then, because Frank was gonna be leaving soon. He was just visiting, so it had to work out, and it did. That's horrifying. So yeah, that's the Fury, and how a couple kids got it back to driving, sort of. Just had a lot of fun with it. You know, we had one goal: we need to drive it, and we did it. Since then, I have rebuilt the brakes on it. Just needed some brake lines, finish that up. And I do totally have plans to make this a driver. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully be posting videos of it soon for sure. But yeah, hopefully this inspires some of you to get that old car out of your yard and get it going. But thanks for watching.